On a remote island called Erin, off the coast of Ireland, some fishermen are doing their rounds when suddenly a green shooting star falls from the sky into the sea. As they go out to check the phenomenon, they are attacked by mysterious creatures, which eliminate them one by one. Later after this, the island's guarding officer called Ciarán O'Shea, who's also a heavy drunkard, gets a new partner, the hard-working Lisa Nolan, who is just posted to the island. Ciarán first resents her, saying she's not necessary since his partner will only be gone for a few days, but he has to deal with it. Meanwhile, the island has started to witness some strange phenomenon. The fishermen seem to be mysteriously disappearing, and there are whale corpses washed offshore. Officer Ciarán and Lisa go out to investigate the ordeal. Marine ecologist Smith explains that it's a normal occurrence for the whales, and the cuts on them are probably from sea rocks. One fisherman named Paddy also pulls out of his net a strange creature they haven't seen before, and takes it home as a trophy. Officer Ciarán smells a rat, especially with the continued disappearance of fishermen. Later at the pub, as he's gorging down cups, he meets Paddy the fisherman, who has something up his throat. The waitress notices how Ciarán checks out Lisa and asks him to pursue her before he dies of loneliness. Paddy reveals that he caught a sea monster, which he left bathing in his bathroom. They take it as a joke, seeing it's the alcohol in him. That night, another fisherman, Tad, and his wife get attacked by a mysterious creature. Officer Ciarán has become wasted, and he heads to Lisa's house, who he now likes, and invites her for a drink. Lisa declines his generous offer since she's serious, independent, and here to work, but she does welcome him to spend the night after he faints at his door. Meanwhile, the other drunkard, Paddy, heads home to give his pet a new cool name. He finds that it has grown tentacles and it tries sucking at him, but he survives and defeats it. The following morning, Officer Ciarán wakes up at a police cell since Lisa had him arrested according to the law and took him in there since he couldn't find his house. The following morning, Paddy takes the dead creature to the cops, where he hopes to get something for discovering it. Ecologist Smith says it's a completely foreign species, which Paddy now names as a grabber. The creature they caught is small and has long tentacles and a long tongue from its mouth, which they discover uses to suck the blood off its prey. It also needs water and blood to survive. They also learn about the fisherman who was attacked, whose head they find left out at the roof. As they continue their investigation, Lisa taunts Ciarán for his raging alcoholism, but he sees himself as a social drinker. She even says she prefers the decent Dr. Smith over him. The two officers go to investigate a cave near where some fishermen first disappeared, leaving Paddy outside. Paddy stumbles across some alien eggs that are about to hatch, buried at the beach. Inside the bat cave, a giant grabber emerges from the shadows, and the officers run out for their lives. They run back to Smith's lab, where Ciarán decides to get rid of the other unconscious grabber on the operation table before it draws in the big guy. Ciarán attempts to burn it, but a huge fire explodes. They go ahead and press the emergency fire put-off, which in turn pours water on the specimen. This is a huge mistake since the grabber springs back to life and jumps onto Ciarán's head. They manage to get it off, and it's now weaker after sucking his blood. The team also makes another major discovery. When the grabber attacked the fisherman Paddy, it almost died after sucking on him too. Since Paddy is always hammered, they realized that the creatures could be allergic to alcohol when they ingest it, especially due to their heightened senses. This therefore leads to the humorous realization that the only way to fend off the creatures is for the people of the island to drink as much alcohol as possible, Paddy-level drinking. That night, the team gathers at the mayor's tavern to train how to drink, where even Lisa gets wasted and starts revealing her life secrets. Well, since the tables have turned, and the game is now in Paddy and Officer Ciarán's favor, since everyone wants to get drunk, Paddy shows everyone his famous pub combo that got him knocked down on the night he triumphed over the enemy. He brings out an illegal whiskey which sends Lisa into the clouds and knocks her out. They also do a test with her intoxicated blood, which they feed to the captured grabber. The blood does kill the grabber, and their theory proves right, but everyone has to be intoxicated to that level. Officer Saran contacts the mainland, but an oncoming storm prevents any communication with the outside, and there's no help or escape. The group also realizes the rain will allow the remaining large male grabber to move about the island freely. Seeking to keep calm in the town, they organize a party with free drinks at the local pub, intending to keep the island's residents safe. Everyone appears, including old boomers who came to relive their youth. Officers Saran and Lisa keep an eye outside as they have a chit-chat. Lisa's still drunk, and she starts confessing her feelings for Saran and about how she fancies him. For Saran, now is not the time for them though, and maybe it's the booze in her. Inside the tavern, Master Paddy is in charge of mobilizing the people to drink at least 10 pints to reach his level of drunkenness, which he closely monitors. Saran tells Lisa about his wife, who left him to be with another, so he's now in love with wine. That night, the giant grabber attacks the pub with her baby grabbers. It starts by eliminating a guy who went out to pee, but just had only 2 pints, not reaching the safe limit. Officer Saran sees this and he heads inside to ask everyone to go upstairs. He fails to tell the people of the impending dangers, instead claiming they can't go outside since it's raining. There's also another problem, which is that the beer is finished and someone is needed to go out to change the kegs. Dr. Smith, who by now can't feel his own head, says he's going outside to take a picture of the beast for National Geographic. Paddy asks him to change the kegs while he's on his way there. Outside, the beast tags at him, but it can't feed on him due to his drunkenness, so in anger it super punches him to the moon. Inside the pub, Lisa drunkenly reveals the danger they're in, while trying to reassure everyone that nothing is trying to kill them. In a panic, they retreat to the second level of the pub, and baby grabbers burst into the first floor. Officer Saran finally tells everyone that they're under attack by the creatures, but assures them they're safe since the creatures are allergic to alcohol. They hear the grabber outside, tearing on the town's sheep and cattle, and the team have to formulate a way to eliminate the creature once and for all. For this, they have to dry out the grabber, since it relies on blood and water to live. Lisa suggests they grab it with a crane grabber truck from Cooley's construction site, and leave it out all day till it dries out. It's a good idea, but someone is needed to go downstairs to get the keys for the truck to get to the site. The father suggests the most drunk person to go, who is Lisa. Saran suggests Paddy. Paddy again suggests Brian, the pub's attendant. Saran offers to go, but he isn't drunk enough, so it falls back to Lisa. Lisa goes after the keys, armed with a nail gun and a lighter. There, she gets attacked by the grabber and accidentally starts a fire while defending herself. She does manage to get the keys though and brings the truck around. Saran goes out a window to meet Lisa outside in the truck, and the two manage to draw the grabber away from the pub. The beast follows them to the construction site, where Saran lures it his way while Lisa goes for the crane. The grabber attacks Saran, but Lisa arrives with an excavator truck and pins it down to a pit. They celebrate their success, and Lisa pulls out one of Paddy's illegal potent alcohol, which she picked up on her way out. As she hands the bottle to Saran, the monster grabs at him with its tentacles and is about to eat him. However, Saran dumps the bottle of poison into its mouth, sickening it and causing it to release him. Lisa the Brave then ignites the nearby explosives with a flare gun, eliminating the grabber. Erin Island survives their first round of apocalyptic alien invasion, and the weather is back to normal. Following this near-death experience, Saran throws away his alcohol flask in an effort to straighten up. Paddy doesn't give up his talents, and he welcomes Brian the pub attendant to his house for more drinks. Saran ultimately earns a kiss from his partner Lisa, and they head to try out their successful workmate match. Later at the seashore, unbeknownst to anyone, more grabber eggs that were buried at the beach are about to hatch, and the exciting film comes to an end. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. I'll be back with another interesting movie recap. Until then, take care.